6.
Those of us who were in that era and worked in government, it's just hard to think that he's gone.
Former Illinois Governor James Thompson died Friday night. He was 84 years old. Good evening, I'm Jen Lask. Thompson served as governor from 1977 to 1991, and nobody in the state's history held the office for longer than Thompson. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey is live in Springfield and shares what people are remembering about the governor. Cole?
Politicians from both sides of the aisle are remembering Thompson as a true giant in the state's history, and friends and former colleagues are both remembering his desire to put partisan politics aside and get things done here in Springfield. The 14 years James Thompson served as governor beats out everyone else in the state's 200-year history. His successor and friend Jim Edgar believes that in itself is a testament to the kind of person he was.
He did a good job, and again, you'd have to be governor to appreciate having the fortitude to serve for 14 years in a state like Illinois that has one problem after another. Again, says a lot about the person.
The 84-year-old Thompson passed away Friday night after his heart stopped. Attempts to revive him failed. Now, the Chicago Republican is being remembered for his ability to work a room. His long tenure as governor is defined by his ability to compromise.
He was a consensus builder, and he was liked by Democrats, even though Jim Thompson was a Republican. And he was a deal maker. He liked to compromise and get things done by giving a little and taking a little.
But sometimes reaching that consensus took a little bit more than just giving and taking.
When business groups and labor unions were at odds over, say, workers' comp or unemployment insurance and restructuring it and reforming it, and he would literally lock them in the mansion and tell them, you're not leaving until you guys come to an agreement and have a deal. And when you do, I'll let you out.
Politicians from both sides of the aisle sang Thompson's praises after his passing. House Speaker Michael Madigan credited Thompson with modernizing the state government. And House Republican leader Jim Durkin called him an exemplary statesman who loved Illinois. Governor Pritzker said he will be revered as one of the titans of Illinois state government. And they all agreed that their respect came from that ability to bring people together and the belief that any problem can be worked out.
He would, if he were here, he would agree. The problems we face today, they're solvable. It's just we got to work together on this stuff to get these things fixed. And
Thompson's family released a statement saying that Jim Thompson's love and devotion to his family mirrored his lifelong dedication to his beloved state of Illinois. And they also added that due to COVID restrictions, the family will not be able to hold a public wake that would hold, no doubt, tons of people that would show up, but they are planning a memorial service for a later date. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, thank you, Cole. The Illinois Department of Public Health is reporting more than 1,800 new confirmed cases of COVID-19. That includes 5 additional confirmed deaths, and the total in Illinois is now more than 204,000 positive cases, including more than 7,700 total deaths. The preliminary 7-day statewide positivity rate is 4%. This was supposed to be the first weekend of the state fair, and the fairgrounds, which normally would be packed with thousands of people this time of year, is empty. But that's not the only place losing out on all of the action. Tourism in Springfield, which has already been rocked by COVID, is feeling the impact too.
Having the Illinois State Fair this year results in approximately 15,000 overnight room nights being lost from visitors coming in, fair goers, fair vendors, all of those types of things. And that's just hotel rooms. Keep in mind, that's about a $6 million impact to our economy from a tourism standpoint.
The state fair set records in revenue and attendance last year, and the hotel industry in Springfield was expecting a big year again this time before the pandemic. Champaign and Urbana plan to issue a joint emergency order in anticipation of students returning to U of I. Both cities are talking about how to reinforce the rules for wearing masks and holding gatherings. They're also talking about possibly implementing more regulations for seating at bars and restaurants. Urbana Mayor Diane Marlin says they've noticed another challenge during the summer months.
Another issue that we're having real problems with, but not on campus yet, but also throughout the community, are just people having parties, gatherings at their homes or on private property, and that's a very risky behavior right now.
Marlin says they plan to finalize the order by next week. And school is just a few weeks away for students in Danville. The city's public library is starting a new grant that will help some high schoolers plan for their futures. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Cook has more.
The Danville Public Library is starting a program that serves as a stepping stone for high school students figuring out what career path they want to go into.
Our grant specifically is focusing on high school juniors and seniors who are making that transition to a career or looking at college, whether that's community college or university.
Jennifer Hess, the Danville Public Library's executive director, says the library has been awarded the Project Next Generation grant. It focuses on giving students an after-school program while exposing them to different career options.
We're focusing on 4 different areas: culinary arts, veterinary science, hospitality and tourism, and vinyl sign making.
There will be 2 classes of 10 in the fall and spring. Due to COVID, they have limited the number of spots available for social distancing. Hess also hopes that this inspires kids to take their career interests to the next level.
We know that DAC has a great culinary arts program, so we're hoping that this is maybe an introduction towards a career in culinary arts, that maybe then they go on to pursue that at DAC.
All of this will be taking place in their teen zone. The staff is currently developing new programming and plans to have it open when school starts.
I think any opportunity for local teens to do something that is educational, fun, productive with their time is a great resource, so that we hope to be just another resource.
Each course will be computer-based with different units to complete. In Danville, I'm Gabrielle Cook, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
For more information on when you can register your high schooler, you can head to our website, WCIA.com. And the Danville Farmers Market is also giving back to the community. They host a community group each week, and today it was Crosspoint Human Services. Crosspoint helps kids that come from an abusive home, and they often have to go to a new school but don't have any supplies. People were able to donate school supplies, money, and backpacks for all ages. The market manager sees the impact that these supplies can have on kids.
It gives them courage, it gives them a new beginning. They're already scared. They're in a situation where everything has changed for them. A new school, a new home, a new family, a new place, a new everything. And this gives them just some degree of comfort in a new situation.
The Farmers Market will host the Census Information Booth next week. And still to come on WCIA 3 News at 6.
These nonprofits that have these big fundraisers every year are hurting.
We'll give you a look at the charities that are being impacted as COVID-19 forces the theater to press pause on its performances.
And we were seeing a nice day across central Illinois, but things are now changing as low pressure is developing, bringing some scattered showers and even some storms into the viewing area, followed by a very sunny rest of our 7-day forecast and some pretty average temperatures. All the details right after this.